Have you ever stopped to think that every breath you take is mostly made of something you can not even feel? Around 78% of the air around you isn't oxygen. It's nitrogen. That's right. Most of what fills your lungs at this exact moment is an element that your body doesn't even use directly. It's invisible, silent, and yet completely essential to life on Earth. Strange, isn't it? We all grow up hearing that oxygen keeps us alive, but in truth, it's nitrogen that makes life possible in the first place. Without it, there would be no plants, no proteins, and no DNA. So today, let's uncover what this mysterious element is actually used for. And I promise by the end of this video, you'll see nitrogen everywhere you look. Nitrogen is one of those elements that doesn't like to draw attention to itself. It's colorless, odorless, and inert in its natural form. You breathe it in and out constantly, but it passes through your body as if you weren't even there. Yet, in the microscopic world, nitrogen is one of the great architects of life. It's part of amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins, and it's also in nucleic acids, the molecules that carry your genetic code. Every cell in your body, every leaf on a tree, every living thing that grows owes its existence to nitrogen. Think about that next time you take a deep breath. Your life literally depends on something you can see, touch, or smell. By the way, tell me in the comments. Did you already know that nitrogen makes up most of the air we breathe? Or is that new to you? Now, even though nitrogen is everywhere, living things can't use it directly from the air. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? The atmosphere is full of nitrogen gas, but it's locked up in a triple bond so strong that most organisms can break it. That S where bacteria come in, tiny microscopic chemists living in the soil and in the roots of plants. They can fix nitrogen, converting it into compounds like ammonia that plants can actually use. This natural process, called nitrogen fixation, is what allows plants to grow, and in turn, it feeds animals and humans. Without it, ecosystems would collapse. But here's where humans got creative. In the early 20th century, two chemists named Fritz Haber and Carl Bosch developed a way to artificially fix nitrogen, creating ammonia on an industrial scale. This process gave birth to modern fertilizers and completely changed the course of human history. Some historians say the Haber-Bosch process is the single invention that allowed our global population to explode because it made large-scale agriculture possible. Without it, there simply wouldn't be enough food to feed billions of people. It is mind-blowing to think that a chemical reaction between nitrogen and hydrogen literally sustains civilization. But nitrogen isn't just about farming. It has a second life in technology, medicine, and even space exploration. One of the coolest uses of nitrogen is in its liquid form. When cooled down to nearly 200 degrees below zero, nitrogen becomes a clear, almost magical liquid that boils the moment it touches the air. Scientists use liquid nitrogen to preserve biological samples like blood, sperm, and plant seeds for decades. Doctors use it to freeze and remove unwanted tissue, and chefs use it to instantly chill desserts or create smoky dramatic effects in high-end restaurants. You've probably seen that cloud, like fog spilling over a bowl in some cooking video, that liquid nitrogen doing its job. It's science and art at the same time. And speaking of drama, nitrogen is also a star in the world of energy and technology. In electronics, it's used to create controlled environments free of oxygen and moisture, preventing delicate circuits from corroding. In the automotive and aerospace industries, nitrogen fills tires because it doesn't expand or contract as much as air with temperature changes, giving more stability to airplanes and high-performance cars. Think about that. When a jetliner crosses the sky, its tires are filled not with air, but with nitrogen. Comment below if you had any idea about that, because most people don't. Now here comes one of the most intriguing sides of nitrogen. It is both a creator and a destroyer. The same element that grows crops can also make bombs. Ammonium nitrate, a compound derived from nitrogen, is used as fertilizer but can also be extremely explosive under the wrong conditions. It's a perfect example of how chemistry walks that fine line between life and destruction. The power of nitrogen lies in its balance. It can feed the world, but mishandled, it can cause devastating explosions. That's one of those scientific paradoxes that really makes you think about the responsibility behind discovery. But let's move to something a bit more futuristic. Nitrogen is becoming a key player in sustainable technology. Scientists are exploring how nitrogen compounds can be used in cleaner energy systems, like green ammonia, as a fuel for ships and power plants. Imagine a future where cargo ships travel across the oceans without emitting carbon dioxide, powered instead by nitrogen-based fuels. It sounds like science fiction, but it's already being tested. Maybe the element we have ignored all this time will help us solve one of humanity's biggest problems: climate change. There's also a poetic side to nitrogen. When you look up at the stars, many of them are producing nitrogen in their fiery cores, scattering it through the universe when they explode. That means the nitrogen in your body was once forged in a distant star. Every protein in your body carries a cosmic signature, a literal piece of stardust. So the next time someone says we're made of stars, you can nod and say, yes, and nitrogen is one of the reasons why. From the food we eat to the technology that keeps us connected, from the air we breathe to the stars that created us, nitrogen is everywhere. It's the quiet force that shapes our world, holding the balance between creation and destruction, between life and innovation. So, what part of nitrogen's story surprised you the most? Its role in agriculture, its uses in space and medicine, or its connection to the stars? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know what caught your attention the most. And if you enjoyed discovering this invisible giant of our atmosphere, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Because every element has a story, and nitrogen's is one of the most extraordinary of them all.